In North Korea, what appeared to be a muted onset of COVID has exploded in just one day. A day after the North reported its first cases of COVID-19, at least one person confirmed to have the virus has died, while scores others have shown symptoms of fever. Hundreds of thousands of people across North Korea have been reported to have symptoms of a fever of an unidentified origin that has explosively spread nationwide since late April. Around 350,000 people have shown signs of that fever, including 18,000 who reported such symptoms on Tuesday alone. More than 160,000 of them have been treated so far, but it was not specified how many had tested positive for COVID-19. At least 6 people who showed fever symptoms have died. One of those cases was confirmed to have contracted the Omicron variant of the virus. And over 187,000 people are currently being treated in isolation. At a meeting with officials, leader Kim Jong-un was seen wearing a mask for the first time since the start of the pandemic in 2020. Kim declared an emergency and ordered lockdowns across the country. The North Korean leader also visited the antivirus command center to check the situation and responses. Kim singled out isolating and treating those with fever as a top priority. The rapid spread of the virus highlights the potential for a major crisis in a country that lacks medical resources. Health authorities are trying to organize testing and treatment systems and bolster disinfection work. North Korea has turned down offers of COVID vaccines from the World Health Organization, China, and Russia. It has moreover kept its borders shut. Amid the outbreak, a U.S. State Department spokesperson has said that it has no plans to send vaccines to North Korea. The astronomical rise hints at the potentially dire scale of the country's first confirmed outbreak since the beginning of the pandemic. The outbreak comes as the country steps up an all-out fight against drought. Now, the pandemic had already slashed trade and international food donations. Now, a brewing COVID-19 crisis with a nationwide lockdown could deepen its already dire food situation. Analysts say the lockdown would hamper North Korea's all-out fight against drought and the mobilization of labor.
북한에서 이 식량난이나 경제난이 심해질 수 있고 그에 대비해서 북한은 지금 이제 주민들에 대한 식량 배급 조치라든가 이제 확진자 대량 발생에 대비해서 상당히 심각한 이제 방역 상황에 들어가 있다고 볼 수 있습니다.
Even amid its first COVID-19 outbreak, North Korea's weapons testing continues relentlessly. The isolated nuclear-armed country fired 3 ballistic missiles towards the sea off its east coast on Thursday. North Korea's 16th known weapons test this year comes amid concerns that North Korea may resume nuclear bomb testing, which has been suspended since 2017. US and South Korean officials have said this could happen as early as this month. Now, for more on this, joining us live on the broadcast is our correspondent Phoebe Amoroso from Tokyo. Hello to you, Phoebe. It is just a day after North Korea has reported its first case of COVID-19. At least one person who's contracted the virus has died. How do you think North Korea is going to tackle this COVID-19 explosion?
Well, certainly it's facing a very difficult situation, and it is warning that this could be a major disaster across the country. And that is what many observers and analysts of North Korea are also warning. That's because its medical system is significantly underdeveloped. It lacks resources and supplies. And this has only got worse during the COVID-19 pandemic, as it really strictly locked down its borders, and that restricted supplies coming into the country. Then, as you reported, it's believed to be only one of 2 countries, the other being Eritrea, according to a United Nations report, that have not rolled out vaccinations. So really, its only option to fight the virus currently is to go for this very strict lockdown. Although, as we've seen worldwide, trying to restrict people's movements is not a watertight solution on that front. And basically, when it goes, people are put into lockdown, that's going to have a huge impact on economic activity. And already there are concerns over production, but also agriculture. The country has been suffering from a drought, and it's actually on drought alert now. The government is saying that they want to try and put people into work units and isolate those units to try and stop the spread, but also keep production continuing. As to whether that will be an effective measure, it remains to be seen. So there will be this very difficult balance between trying to maintain economic activities and trying to stem the spread of the virus.
Right, and Phoebe, a lot of North Koreans are also complaining of having symptoms of a fever which has not yet been identified. Can you throw some light on that?
So many people are, yes, complaining of the symptoms, but North Korea is believed to have very limited testing facilities. It has said that it's developed its own PCR test, but there isn't any reports on how effective that is and how widespread it is put into use. So currently, it's not actually known just how many people are testing positive. And that's why out of this latest outbreak, and this is only figures that were reported by the state media, 6 people have died, and only one of those has been confirmed to be infected with the Omicron variant. That number, though, is believed to be far, far larger.
Right, Phoebe, thank you very much for bringing us all the latest on COVID out of North Korea.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.